Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about customer service and how we need to start looking at it as an opportunity as opposed to just a cost. So we all know that customer service sucks pretty much everywhere, right? I mean, who here has had a really good customer experience lately from a customer service perspective? A few? Okay. Who here has had about 9 bad experiences for every 1 experience they've had? Right. That's about the way it's been working lately. So the reason for this is that for 30 years, business leaders have been treating customer service as a necessary evil, right? When you're trying to increase the profitability of your company and you're going through your P&L and you're looking for cost-cutting opportunities, there's always this big, fat, juicy line item called customer service that's just standing there with a target on its back for cost reduction. And the problem is, the first year it probably worked okay. You could find some good productivity improvements, maybe the second year. But as it's been going on and on for decades, obviously the well starts to run dry and you go back for a drink and there's nothing there. And you've completely destroyed your ability to actually provide customer service properly as an organization. And that might be okay for some people, but I do know there's one very large group of people that has noticed. And basically, they're not as happy and as loyal as they could be. And that's a problem for companies in general. And by the way, this group of people represents 52% of consumer packaged goods spending in the United States today. And that's going to grow to 55% over the next few years. And so if you're not making this group of people happy, you've got a serious problem in your business because you're missing opportunity. Who is it? Boomers and seniors, exactly. Exactly. They actually care about customer service. So, any millennials in the audience here today? Put up your hand, millennials, there we go. So as millennials, you're probably listening to me going, what's this guy talking about, right? I mean, you've grown up with companies that they don't even have live people that answer phones, like Google or Uber. Do they even have a customer service department? I don't even think one exists. So, and the reason is because you actually already challenge yourself to try new services, try new apps, try new products. And then if you run into barriers, you can typically figure it out for yourself. You're used to that now. You might take you all afternoon, but you'll just dig in and you'll figure out how to solve that problem and get through the barrier to adoption to actually start using that service. But my customers, they won't do that. They need somebody there to encourage them to try a new service. They need somebody there to actually help them when they run into a barrier, setting up an account or trying to get a technology working. If they don't have somebody who can actually walk them through it and help them, then it's not going to happen. And they're not going to try that new service, and it's going to end right there. So as we're trying to get especially older consumers to start adopting new technologies to improve their well-being, then we need that ability to actually have that live interaction to help them when they need help. So customer service is not just cost. It is an opportunity, especially in this market we're talking about. So if you look at the customer lifetime value of somebody you're serving, let's say you have a $20 a month relationship with a customer and they do repeat purchases over 2 years. And so you look at that lifetime value of the customer, and that's this purple bar here, right? So 2 years, $20 a month, that's the value of that customer. So by providing great customer service, you can improve the loyalty of that customer, reduce the likelihood that they might leave you. So on average, you actually increase the lifetime that somebody is doing business with you, right? So this is not a cost. By providing great customer service, you can actually extend the lifetime of a customer and anywhere from increase it 25% to maybe even 50% of the customer lifetime value. But that doesn't even capture half of it, because what is even more important is that by providing great customer service, you actually can establish loyalty and the right to offer your customers additional products and services as you develop them, right? So it's not just about what you're selling today. It's about the fact that you can actually increase your average revenue per customer over time by earning that right to discuss new products and services with them. Because if you're doing great service, your customers actually want to buy more from you. They want to increase the share of wallet that they're dealing with you. And so that's a really, really important opportunity. So in our company, GreatCall, our relationship might start with, say, an emergency response service at the basic level, but then maybe they try a medication adherence program over time, or then maybe they move into trying telehealth services or a caregiver app for family caregivers to get their family members involved in their well-being, or maybe fall detection is another service that they'd sign up for over time. So that over time, you're really increasing the overall value. So talking to customers isn't a bad thing, right? We've talked about this so long. So people have been trying to avoid talking to customers for so long now. So you basically, maybe you take the 1-800 number that gets into your customer service center and you hide it, right? You start burying it in the website so it's difficult to find, or putting it in small print in the back of brochures. I mean, these are tricks that, in previous lives that that I've even used to try to prevent people from calling the call center. Maybe you've set up your IVR to be like Fort Knox, so it's absolutely impossible to navigate your way through and actually talk to somebody live. I mean, now you go and try to hit 0 and you get the IVR and it's like, welcome to blah, 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 and you're like 0, 0, 0. It's like, sorry, that option no longer exists. You're like, how do I get a live person? It's so difficult sometimes. And so all these companies have all these different tricks and trades, and it's really become difficult. So does anyone know, what would be a good close rate of traffic coming to a website? So sales traffic coming to a website, what would be a good close rate of actually translating that into a sale? Who has a good guess? 5%. 5%, 2%, exactly, 2 to 5%. What about a live customer service interaction that is also pitching a product or service that somebody is called in to ask about? What kind of close rate do you think you can get there? 15%. No way. 15 is at the low end. 30%, that would be a good close rate. That would be a reasonable close rate. You can get even higher, but a 30% close rate. So is talking to customers bad? Is this a cost, talking to customers? The difference between having a 2% or 5% close rate on a service offering to having a 30% close rate on a service offering? It's crazy that we've been actually trying to avoid live interactions for this long. It's because it's just been viewed on one side as a cost, as opposed to looking at it as an opportunity. So it makes sense, right? So now you provide great customer service, you increase the number of products and services that you offer so that you increase the average revenue per customer over time. And then, but the problem is the catch is that creating the new products and services is the easy part, right? Creating cool technology is actually not as hard as people think. Well, especially when you look around Silicon Valley, right? There's a million people creating lots of cool technology. The difficult problem is creating a great experience and customer service that actually delivers on that. So you need a team of people that can take a complex portfolio of products now, as you've created more products, and make it simple for the customer. You need a group of people who can actually probe customers' needs and present solutions for them so that they are actually feeling like it's an increment in value, not some sort of upsell that's occurring. And you need a group of customer service representatives that you can hear the passion in their voices for the company mission and the company's vision. And that's what you need to really deliver on this strategy. So can you deliver on that in some call center that's 5,000 miles away, outsourced, that isn't a part of the company and is in another country? I don't know. I think it would be pretty hard to do. It takes training, it takes leadership, it takes motivational skills, it takes great hiring practices, it takes incentives. That's how you need to build an organization like that. So this doesn't mean that you have to make customer service as your core value proposition, right? So you don't have to come out and say all your advertising has to be about customer service. That's not what I'm saying, because customer service is actually fairly intangible and it doesn't drive consumer purchase, in my experience. So you typically would see customer service as a benefit that comes after purchase. It's not something that gets somebody up off the sofa to buy something right away. A great example, everyone's been seeing their campaign over the last couple of years on TV, brilliant campaign focusing on customer service and great live customer service. Who can name that company that's been out there? Credit card company, right? Frog protection. Did you say frog protection? That one? Discover Card. Great campaign, well executed, but how many people here after this has been running a long time, great campaign, how many people here have run out and bought a Discover card because it looks like they have great customer service? Anyone? No, exactly. So, so it's a problem, right? So this doesn't mean you have to change that. You should focus on your value proposition, but that doesn't mean customer service isn't important because it drives opportunity later. So for anyone that is out there starting a business in this space or has a business in this space, welcome customer service back home. View it as an opportunity, not as a cost. And make sure that if you're starting a company here, that you have customer service at the center of how you're actually going to create a strategy and execute in this space. Thank you.